All right, everybody, welcome. It is Monday. Let's do this, huh? I think we're. It was a little crappy weather today, but we're gonna make it. We're gonna get through this together. All right, let's go. 3, 2, 1. Yo, what's going on, Arkansas Razorback fans? Welcome. I do appreciate you guys stopping by. Make sure you like, share, subscribe. Remember, we're fighting a very pesty, annoying, just outright crappy YouTube algorithm that is not spreading the good word that is Tusk Talk with Ty to unsubscribed viewers here on YouTube. It is, so yeah, make sure you give your boy a hand. Why not, huh? I'm not talking about that, boy. If you're not watching the screen right now, that probably sounded pretty bad. I'm talking about hitting the thumbs up button down below, all right? Do me a favor. Do that. Share, and, of course, if you haven't already, feel free to subscribe. Remember, Patreon supporters, big giveaway for Legendary Status. This is it right here. Legendary Status members will be eligible for that Tusk Talk, or with the Tusk Talk with Ty Patreon. You'll be eligible for that card. Traylon Burke's autographed card. You got to be Legendary Status to get it. Any questions or comments, feel free to fire away. Yeah. Spring camp will resume tomorrow. I'm looking forward to it. Good to be back. I was on Mark Rogers' show earlier today. If you haven't already, go check that out. We talked about Traylon Green. And we talked about the defense a little bit, so feel free. Go watch the voice of college football, Mark Rogers. What's up, Ty? Good to be live again, even if we got bad news. Yeah, yeah. More of the same. I don't know. I should say more of the same. It just feels like every time, every week we go into, it's like something else not super great, But it's not all bad. It's not all bad. Like I said, spring camp is back again. They're back from their spring break. Razorback baseball, they are unable to sweep Auburn over the weekend, but they do take 2 out of 3. Auburn fans partied like it was, I don't know, man. You would have thought that Auburn had just won like I don't know. That was crazy. Their players were acting that way. Just from they avoided getting swept. That's all that happened. They avoided getting swept, and they were partying like they were just losing their mind. Like, oh my God, their streak is over with. Bro, it's baseball. You're not going to win them all. What matters is the series, and you lost it. Auburn, what are you doing? Are you new to baseball? Oh my goodness. On lunch, what's up? Brian just comes in firing. What's Muss doing? Well, we'll get to that in a minute, Brian. I know you're on lunch break. You'll just have to come back and finish it if you're unable to hang around. Appreciate the retweets. Unbiased, I see you. I see you, Unbiased. Yeah, again, if you guys are in here. Austin, thank you for the share, man. Austin, whose wife is currently in labor. I probably should have asked him if I could mention that on the live, so I do apologize. But, oh well, cat's out of the bag. I mean, we've talked about it openly in Discord. I don't know why he wouldn't want me to say anything here. Auburn baseball having a club dub. Slappy the Clown Morris reaction to a meaningless win. I couldn't believe how excited they were. That tells you more about your baseball program, though, doesn't it? That tells you more about where you're at, that they're that excited in a home series to beat you, to avoid getting swept. You said come in and fire away. Yeah, but I mean, you're already, look, bro, look on your screen. Baseball update number 1. Hogs lose big commit number 2. Spring camp returns. We're going to cover that in just a second. And then, wait, so ... Muss? So we'll get to that in just a second. All right. Yeah, we do need a baby update. I don't know if Austin – I wouldn't blame him if he's not in here. Although he's pretty well known for – and I love the guy. I love it when he likes and he shares all the content. I love that. But he's also pretty well known for doing that and then not even showing up for the lives. But, hey, I appreciate the support. I mean, I appreciate it. But I don't know that he's actually in here. But today you understand. Understandably so, he's not here, and that's fine. Baseball team has given me some joy. Only concern is when the bullpen blows leads. Yeah, they're, day 3, that's always kind of been a thing, right? Day three. That's your, typically, lately you don't expect a rubber match. You don't expect day 3 to be, let me put it this way. I feel like Dave Van Horn has his bullpen positioned in a way where you're going to get the real goods on day 1, day 2. Obviously, he's going to adjust accordingly. If day 3 is a rubber match, then maybe you'll see some different arms come out of the bullpen. I at that point, you've kind of you're at that point on day 3 with the first 2 games won against Auburn, where when you go to McDonald's, okay, and you're reaching in the bag for your fries, and you pull the fries out, and you're munching on them on the way home, and then you're done. There's no more fries. So you gotta dig down into the bag. We all know that feeling. It's the greatest feeling ever when you reach down in there. There's a big old fat fry down there. Oh, and you pull, and it's a long fat fry, and there you go, baby. For a lot of teams, day 3 is like there's never a French fry in the bag. Or maybe you luck out and you find like a chicken nugget that has no business being there, but it's there and now it's yours. See, this is how you know I'm fat. My analogies are food. I'm trying, damn it. I'm drinking water and Pepsi Zero sugar. But I kind of feel like that's what day 3. Don't get me wrong though. They're it's not like they're throwing nobodies out on that mound. That's the good news about Arkansas baseball is that they really are deep. But eventually, you're just going to get the wrong matchup. You're going to get the wrong guy on the mound, or someone's going to come up to the plate who just, I don't know, sees the ball coming a mile away, and But again, you feel like Arkansas is going to always have the advantage. It feels like their pitchers, no matter who's on the mound, very rarely, knock on wood, does it feel like they're behind in the pitch count. Like they're just so stacked, especially day 1, day 2. But yeah, day 3, that's the trick. Can you, if that is a rubber match, who do you go to in the pen? For Arkansas, they've got some options there, I would say. I looked right over that. That's okay. A lot of people do. There's our topics right there. You could see them. I'm trying to stay on top of that where we have our topics right there for you guys to see. Van Horn just making sure he can get games 1 and 2. Game 3 is a toss up. There you go. T.I. says Pepsi. That's the only. Wait. Are you our Pepsi guy in Discord? T.I., is that you? Are you our Pepsi guy? Well, anyways. Yeah, join our Discord if you guys if you're not already in there. If you aren't in there. Here's the link for Discord. I knew it. It's Razor Iffy back. There he is. He's in. Okay. I always wondered who you were in here. I know you watch the shows. Coke is the way to go. Listen, I've said before, cherry vanilla Coke is fantastic. I'm not going to lie to you. Cherry vanilla Coke is great. Vanilla Coke, I can't lie, is great. But vanilla Pepsi's not bad, and then all the other Pepsi products are supreme, okay? Arkansas is about to run into a gauntlet in baseball. It's about to get real. Now, I don't really start paying attention to records probably until, I don't know, mid-April. I mean, maybe even into May, which is crazy because at that point, you're coming up on the end of the year. Even in the SEC, records, you throw them out. Because really, this is the most talented. We all know this. We've talked about it. You know this whether you're a baseball fan or not. This is the SEC's best men's sport is Razorback baseball or SEC baseball. I mean, yeah, Razorback baseball too, but SEC baseball. Arkansas has won 5 out of 6 games. They beat Missouri 8-0, 6-0. Didn't give up their first run until Game 3 in conference play against Mizzou on March 17th. They won that game 9-1. Then March 21st, Arkansas beats Auburn 1-0. That's saying something. When on Friday night you could beat somebody 1-0. It might say a little bit about your hitting, but at the same time you can't overlook. It's not like Auburn's trash. I don't know how they're still ranked. If I saw that right on D1 baseball, they still have them in the top 25. I don't know that I would keep them in the top 25. Based off Game 3 for them, they would probably tell you Auburn fans would tell you, no, bro, we should be top 5 of the country. We avoided getting swept by the mighty Razorbacks at home in Plainsman Park. So then Arkansas goes on and beats Auburn Game 2 on March 22nd on Friday. How do you guys feel about Thursday night SEC openers? Or SEC Game 1s, I should say. How do you feel about that? I'm not going to lie to you. To me, Friday is like, that's the sweet spot. And I don't care what time. I really don't. Baseball is already a long game. I know they're trying to make it shorter. So Auburn loses 6-5. Arkansas keeps that win streak alive, and a nice little 5-game SEC win streak alive. And then Game 3, like we've already stated, Auburn finds a way, 8-6. Yeah, the back end of the bullpen, they have struggled a little bit, and I do think, like you know what you're getting out of your starters for the most part. Tigert, I don't know what's up with him. Sometimes you just don't know what you're getting out of him. You just don't. It's not like he was trash. He didn't have a very good showing. Molina did pretty well. I think some people think that he got pulled a little too quick. I don't know. I'm going to be real with you. I was playing Helldivers 2 and listening to the game at the same time, so I wasn't really watching his pitches. But, so Arkansas loses Game 3, but they back-to-back series wins. They've got U of A LR on Tuesday. That game has been moved to 3 p.m. I prefer it at 3 p.m. on a weeknight. Yeah, Friday nights I really don't care. But I don't know how to feel about Thursday. I really would like for the LSU series to start on Friday, not Thursday. But March 28th, it begins. And you shouldn't overlook Little Rock either, by the way. With these midweek games, I almost always look at midweek games as this is like Arkansas's for the most part, you still got a lot of your lineup, right? And they're going to use some familiar faces out of the bullpen, but you're not striving to win that game. You're just striving to have a good performance, right? And that's what Dave Van Horn has said before. Like, you're just trying to keep your pitchers in that rotation and trying to see who's got what. And, of course, you've got your batter versus pitcher matchups that you may not have all the homework in the world on compared to like a weekend series against a conference game. So you or a conference series, you don't know what you're getting into in these Tuesday, Wednesday night games. Little Rock will just be the one game on March 26th at 3 p.m. And then, you got LSU. The Gauntlet's here. Right now, they're ranked right inside, so they will be on this weekend. Thursday, March 28th, 6 p.m. Are we expecting bad weather again at the end of the week? I feel like I saw that we were. It's that time of year, man. So 6 p.m. Thursday night, 7 p.m. Friday night, and then 2 p.m. on Saturday. A part of me does like the series wrapping up on a Saturday, though. Not gonna lie, it frees up my Sunday a little bit. And then Arkansas State again, in-state opponent, man. They're gonna play you like it's a big deal to them. To you, it's just another midweek game. Then you've got Ole Miss coming to town. That's always going to be scrappy. Ole Miss, by the way, not exactly like a horrible record. I'm a little bit surprised they're not ranked. 17-8. They are 500 in conference play. 3-3. 17-8 should be good enough. I'm sorry if you're in the SEC, and I realize it's not like we've played 4 or 5 series yet in the conference, but come on, man, just rank them. Unless I feel like I need to get my eyes checked because I didn't see Ole Miss or South Carolina ranked. You got San Jose State after that for is that a 2-game series or one? Texas Tech is so San Jose State is a 2-game. Texas Tech is also a 2-game. San Jose State, not very good, but again, midweek. I'm always going to stress that, midweek. 8-16 overall. And then you got Alabama, who, oh, man, as if it's not bad enough. They were good last year, too. Remember? We were talking about that last year. Their baseball team, pretty good. They're 18-6 currently. They are ranked number 11 according to D1 Baseball. Texas Tech, after that, is a midweek. 2 games against Texas Tech, 17-7 overall for them right now. They're under 500 in conference play over in the Big 12, 4-5. South Carolina is going to be on the road, and then you come home against Arkansas Pine Bluff, who's currently 8-16. Yeah, South Carolina 19-5, 4-2 in conference play, and they're not ranked. Please tell me I need my eyes checked. D1 Baseball did not have them ranked. I'm going to look again because I hadn't actually checked the rankings. Like I did as I was writing this show or writing this part out, but I kept looking like, wait, how is South Carolina? How is Auburn ranked? And South Carolina isn't. I don't. Maybe I'm missing something. Maybe they've lost a couple of games they had no business losing. I still think at this point in the year I don't know. I'm going to give teams out of the SEC. Generally, I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt. The opposite of what you'll probably do from here on out, the selection committee for March Madness for NCAA basketball. They got 2 teams in the Sweet 16. Yay. Oh, man. It would be funny, though, if both Tennessee and Alabama made it to the Final Four, and then it's like, okay. So, yeah, that's what you have left. I mean, you still have some other games. I didn't go over the whole thing. You still have UAPB is a midweek. All the in-state schools. Florida's in Fayetteville. That ought to be an interesting game. That's always interesting when those two meet up. Missouri State, which is a 2-game, at Kentucky, home against Mississippi State, and then you finish off the regular season, on May 16th, 17th, and 18th, 3-game series against, of course, 3-game series. It's conference, of course it is, against Texas A&M, who kind of surprised everybody. They went into conference play undefeated. So there you go. There's our baseball roundup. Again, make sure you guys like, share, subscribe. Driving home, email said my Mason Jones card should be in the mailbox. Hey, all right, Michael Kerper. Hey, it said, by the way, I don't know if you saw on the envelope, but it said, because it's Hoover, Alabama. Just let me know if you get it. Just let me know. So far, we're batting we're perfect on these cards making it to their destinations. This was the first card I did priority. Awesome. We are batting. We're perfect at the plate right now. I love it. Heartbroken Hog wants to know, what's your favorite orbital in Helldivers? I never drop without, orbital laser 100%. My loadout lately, I shouldn't do this because I know a lot of you don't give a shit, but lately my loadout has been jetpack, grenade launcher with light armor with the extra 2 stims. Yeah, I die a lot. I use a shit ton of stims. But it's so fast. I don't do it's not a lot of kills. It's not a high kill ratio build, but it is so fun and it's easier to traverse the map. It's quicker. You get to the objectives quicker. You can kind of scout the area. You can get a height advantage. Oh, y'all are missing out on Helldivers. I don't know what happened in our Discord. Like everyone was going batshit crazy over this game for about a week and then everyone vanished. I don't know where you guys went, but Helldivers 2 is so damn fun, even with all of its issues. I also, because no one's playing Helldivers anymore, I did buy, I went ahead and picked up Dragon's Dogma 2 today. I don't know when I'm going to have time to play it, but I'm going to try and make time. D1 has SC at 18. Really? Okay, so I do need my eyes checked then, don't I? Or maybe I just need to refresh this page. I'm not seeing them ranked. I see TCU at 18th. Oh, you know what, though? This is from March 19th. Why would they not have their updated top 25 on their page? Okay, you're probably right then. Yeah, this isn't updated. Why would they not update their top 25 on their own damn website? I know Arkansas is unanimously ranked number 1 again. I did see that. That's awesome. Why would they do that? Hold on. Let me check. Let's check. D1. You're probably right, man. Yeah, you got to be right because that wouldn't make any sense. See, now I'm just like curious. Okay, here we go. They sure do. D1 Baseball doesn't bother to update their website. Am I just looking at the wrong page? I've complained about D1 before. Their website, listen, the best baseball knowledge in existence. They are awesome. I love D1's takes. I've listened to them on shows and whatnot and whatever. They're great. But their website it's terrible. I hate their website. I hate it. I hate navigating it, and sometimes it'll just pop up random scores from like 4 weeks ago. When you you have to refresh the page. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. But the website this is not updated. Okay, so here we go. Thank you for straightening me out. Arkansas is still number 1. Again, that's unanimous. A&M is number 4. LSU's and Arkansas's website doesn't have that updated either. LSU's currently 8. Arkansas has them at 11, do they not? Oh, no, they do. Okay, my bad. We're not batting so well when it comes to attention to detail, are we? Vanderbilt, so look at this. Arkansas 1, A&M 4, Tennessee 5, Florida 6, Vanderbilt 7, LSU 8. That is 6 SEC teams in the top 10. Tell me again what sport the SEC's better at. It's crazy. Oklahoma's 25th. Kentucky broke into the top 25. Okay, and that makes sense because someone texted me about Kentucky being tough. Okay, that makes sense. Alabama dropped down to 16th. Did they lose this weekend? I must not have seen that because they were a little bit higher. So there you go. There's our updated. You have to get it from Twitter. Apparently they don't give a shit about their website. Florida has 9 losses. How are they number 6? Yeah, that's a little high. I'm rooting for 0 SEC teams in the NCAA tournament. Same. I feel like we all need to pick a team to root for. And it's definitely not going to be Purdue or, North Carolina or Bama or any SEC school. A part of me really, really wants to root for Creighton. They're taking on Tennessee. I like their path is very interesting. They could end up playing if they beat Tennessee, they could end up playing either Purdue or Gonzaga. That'll be interesting. How about Clemson? I don't know that I saw a single 6 seed that I liked, and here's Clemson hanging around. They're hanging around. I don't want any SEC team in the Final Four. I don't want any SEC team to advance. Am I being a little too hard? I don't know. Make sure you guys like, share, subscribe. Again, I am fighting a ruthless algorithm. Had a good talk with Mark Rogers about that today. Always love going on his show. Had a good talk about what the hell's going on with YouTube lately. Yeah. What we got next? Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Razorbacks lose a big-time commitment. Razorback football. They lose Carius Curne. Pretty sure you talk about unanimous. I think he's unanimous 4-star. 247 has him as a 90 overall 4-star. 247 Composites got him as a .94. Ranked as depending on, again, where you look, the 247 likes him at 21 overall as an offensive tackle. Remember, he is he was recruited by Deke Adams and Eric Mattios. Eric Mattios. He's also the number 11 offensive tackle on 247 Composite. Number 1 player in the state of Arkansas. LSU's the new favorite. According to 247, they put in 2 predictions today. That would be a good grab for them. I mean, we don't have to look that hard, right? We don't have to ponder why would he decommit. I mean, let's be real. This has been a sinking ship. Now, it's not to say that they can't correct it. It's not to say that Bobby Petrino and Coach Pitt and the defensive staff, it's not to say that these guys can't turn this boat around, correct the steering, if you will. They can. I certainly think, we did see some improvement on defense. Secondary improved in terms of passing yards allowed, but There's some other passing stats they did not do well in. Arkansas is they're in rough shape. There's no doubt about it. This shouldn't shock anybody. You're probably, I mean, depending on how they navigate the transfer portal, what they want to do with scholarship distribution, I might be shocked. Unless they shock the world during the football season, if they do something crazy like, I don't know, win 8 or 9 games, I think at this point that feels like it would shock the world, at least the SEC college football world. Like, what? I'm going to tell you right now, it's going to be brutal, guys. I'd be shocked if anyone has Arkansas as a bowl team. Like, I'm talking about the national talking heads. The conversation will be, at least here on this channel, throughout the rest of the offseason and as we get through fall camp. I guarantee you when we talk about survivability, we're going to talk about Pittman and whether or not he has survivability. I'm telling you, he's got to get off on the right foot. You got to find a way to win. You got to win at Oklahoma State. You've got to get some wins. You have no business winning some games. Are they desperate enough? That's the question. But until then, you can expect guys like the number 1 player in the state of Arkansas to decommit. This, again, shouldn't shock anyone. LSU, him being from Marion, I kind of thought Tennessee might get involved a little bit, maybe Ole Miss. But it looks like LSU. That's where they've got him crystal balled. Again, he's a offensive tackle / defensive lineman. He's a two-way guy, 6'4", 301. Big, strong guy, recruited by everyone. He's got 247 says 16. Someone told me it's probably closer to about 20, 25, somewhere in there. He's got a lot of offers. Yeah, he can pick anywhere he wants to go. And until Arkansas again can straighten out until they could straighten the ship out, and the only way you do that is prove it this year on the field. That's the only way. Could this be just straight up NIL? I mean, sure. I know someone's gonna look. At this point, it just doesn't matter. It shouldn't shock you. And when I mean it doesn't matter, I mean like why he decommitted. That really shouldn't matter right now. He decommitted. We kind of know why he probably did. It's how they navigate the rest of this offseason and getting into the regular season, dealing with recruiting. We've still got a portal. Still got a portal window. They've got, I think, 6 scholarships. I said on Mark Rogers today, I think they ought to use like 3 or 4 of them on the defensive line. I'm not really sold, especially on the interior. Maybe Cam Ball, blows us all away. I think he's got it in him. If there's anyone in the interior that's had a pretty strong camp so far, I'd say it'd be Cam Ball. Linebacker room is still thin. I know they want to grab at least an offensive lineman or 2. At the end of the day, also, it's like, what does it really matter what you did the year before if you've got the NIL? And it sounds like more and more people around the program who have a pretty good finger on the pulse with the NIL feel like, okay, the NIL's not as bad as we thought. I'm not saying it's great. So, yeah, Carius Curne decommits. Looks like LSU's where he's headed, at least according to 247. We will get him back, says Michael Kerper. I don't know. Fingers crossed if you're talking about Curne. I'm rooting for none but a back-to-back UConn would be okay because I live here. Question, though, unbiased. Do they give you trouble for wearing your Arkansas gear? Or how much trouble, I should say, do they give you? Until we get some dubs, I won't hate on any recruit backing out, honestly. I mean, yeah. Yurchek has his hands full. He's a traitor. Joke. Okay. Unbiased says 3 defensive linemen, 2 LBs, 1 more offensive line. Oh, they don't give you much. Muss gives you something to talk about, though, right? I mean, you can argue one bad year, whatever. I think most people understand who watch college athletics and college basketball fans especially know that 1 year just does not wipe out what that guy accomplished. Got to give him a chance. When they say Arkansas. Remember when Mizzou was trying to do that? We will most likely lose a quarterback to the portal after the spring. Green or Criswell. One will be named our starter. The other will have no option but to transfer. Mark, where you been? Green is not going to be the backup. Okay, I said it earlier on Mark Rogers. Green is the starter. They may not come out and say it. No one else is taking reps with the ones. Green's not going to get benched. In fact, Criswell, there was a series earlier in the spring camp where he was working with the fours. So, yeah, Criswell I could see transferring. I don't know about Green. I would be shocked if Green transferred. Yeah, I reported on that last week and the week before last. Like, Green is clearly the guy. Random question, Ty. Why did Dana Altman leave? Why are you trying to do that right now, Go Hogs for Life? Why are you trying to dig that up? I don't know. I just know that I always root against him. God, that was a long time ago, man. That was crazy. That was wild, the whole Dana Altman stuff. Mark, expect Criswell to transfer. I think Singleton pushes Green to the limit. Yeah, I think Singleton's going to battle it out. And that's what's interesting is that we got it wrong all offseason. Everyone thought this was going to be a Criswell-Green battle for QB1, and instead it's more like Criswell's battling for QB2. Now, something could change this week. I don't know. Something could change. Oh, boy, Mark. Mark getting all kinds of offended. I said one of them will transfer. I didn't say Green. Damn, you can't read. I could read just fine. And for you to put Green in that sentence, why would you assume that Green would transfer if he's been QB1 throughout all spring camp? I actually still have Singleton will win the job. I know it's a long shot. He's had a couple of good. I mean, he's. It's tough to say. I mean, because we're so early. You know, we're just now at the halfway point in spring camp. God only knows how this all unfolds through the rest of spring camp, through summer workouts, and then fall camp. Right? It's still very, very early, but it wouldn't shock me. I mean, Green is Petrino's guy, and I think it's an uphill battle for anyone to take that spot right now. Sorry, LOL. Yeah, I still remember the Dana Altman. That was a shocker. I've never seen anything like that. I've never seen anything like that in my life. That was nuts. And then he just turns around and he leaves. That's sad. Left Arkansas at the altar. Yep, spring camp again. It's on tomorrow. Spring camp is back tomorrow. It's where am I? Where are they? Here it is. Practice number 6 on Tuesday. Tomorrow, 8:25 a.m. I'll be there, filming what I can. Gonna try and concentrate now on the defense. I know a lot of you guys are wondering about what's going on the defensive side of the ball. Gonna be there. Gonna try and watch the defense a little more. I'm always gonna try. I try to get footage of everybody, but then we're gonna have. I don't know who we're getting as far as who we're talking to. I haven't seen a Zoom link yet. I have no idea. I'm assuming Pittman's gonna talk on Tuesday. If not, maybe we'll hear from him on Thursday. on the 28th. And again, that's practice number 7 on Thursday. And then Saturday on the 30th, practice number 8, 9 a.m., and I guess that's open to the public. So, yay. I plan on being there. I'm excited. Don't know how they're going to – I don't know if that's just going to be like a standard practice and they're just opening it, or if it's going to be like a mix of a scrimmage with practice. But it looks – I think it's open to the public. And then the following Saturday, you'll get another opportunity, 10:25. Now that one's surely that's going to be open to the public. It's a little bit later in the day. And then on the 13th of April, your final little bit of Arkansas football on the 13th. That'll be it. After that, you're just all in on baseball, or I don't know. You're just kind of bored out of your mind after that. It gets tough as a Razorback content creator. After that date, it's like, well, I don't really cover baseball. I thought I would, and it's not a good thing to do unless you just, I don't know, unless you have that community kind of built, you know, you just talk baseball a lot. It's really hard to, you know, pull together a baseball crowd when you've been mostly football for years on this channel. But, yeah, the 13th, that scrimmage will be at noon. And I'm assuming they're going to have all kinds of fun stuff to do. They're going to treat it like a whole day, I guess. So that'll be the final – that'll be practice number – well, technically practice number 15. We were a dumpster fire back then, and Dana got cold feet. I just never seen anything like that. I mean, he was the guy, and then he wasn't. Yeah, I quit reading his comments. Mark's been pretty aggressive. He also was pretty aggressive in a comment on a couple of live shows ago. He's clearly I think he's just full of rage, guys. I don't know. Dude, you literally said Green or Criswell. Ty's point is it's over. There is no quarterback battle. There you go. That's it. Appreciate you for pointing that out. Heartbroken Hog. Green is the guy. There is no or. Yeah. Right now, unless something just changes dramatically, I don't know. We were here first. They are Kansas. That's true. Yeah, Arkansas was a state before Kansas. That's true. Richard Miller's correct. Richard Miller is correct. All right. So spring camp, we've got that. So we've covered baseball. Hogs lose big commit. Spring camp returns. Again tomorrow. We're back at it. And then Musselman. What is the latest on Eric Musselman? What is the latest on Eric Musselman? Well, this morning, if you guys listened to, and unfortunately I couldn't get the soundbite because I didn't ask for permission, so I didn't grab it. I could have asked Ty Richardson, but or maybe he could have asked Tommy Kraft for me. But this morning on the Morning Rush, they had Chuck Barrett on. And if you didn't hear it, go back and listen to it. Chuck goes on a pretty good rant about all of the rumors. They're just complete bullshit. He said they've never been right. They've never been right. And the more you look around, you're starting to see more and more people buy into the fact that, okay, maybe the Louisville stuff, maybe they were interested, maybe they were the party that was interested. I never really bought the SMU stuff. I know folks are talking about NIL and, oh, look at all the money they have. Cool. Then why haven't they done better? Like, why are they not good? If they have just unbelievable resources, and I'm sure someone will take that job because SMU does have money. They did form I know that was decades ago, but they did have the Pony Express, and we know how they got the Pony Express. There's a really good documentary about it. You need to watch it. It's one of the best I've ever seen. It's one of the best sports docs I've seen. Yeah, they've got money, and now it's open season, and you really can get just about anybody you want. And yet, can you tell me who coaches SMU? And I'm not saying they won't go out and grab a big name. Maybe they will. Maybe it is Muss. As far as I could tell, and I have reached out to folks over the course of spring break. I talked to a couple people who are very keen on what's happening. They've been saying for a while one of them has changed his mind. He thought early on that Muss was legit. We had Blake Lovell. On here just, 3 weeks ago. Blake Lovell said he had heard that, it looks like Louisville is a legit possibility and that Beard might be in play for Arkansas. And as far as people being connected, Blake Lovell's very well connected. He's been one of the reasons why I've kind of, I'm not going to say I fully bought in, but I certainly felt like, I said it here multiple times. Nothing would surprise me now. Nothing shocks me anymore. We're in a different era of college athletics, as you guys are very well aware of. Chuck Barrett just outright said it's just all been a bunch of bull crap. Now, I don't know. I mean, is it possible Chuck, maybe he doesn't know everything? Let's not forget what he does, who he's connected to. Someone told me that Trey Biddy came out today, and I haven't watched his thing today, his video today, but someone said that he came out, talked about his sources, and said there was basically the same thing that Chuck Barrett said. So it's starting to stockpile for the people who were swearing up and down that Musselman was out. He's going to leave. He wants out. And maybe that's still true. I'm not. Again, I'm in the middle on all this. I don't know. Again, nothing would shock me. Nothing would surprise me. Again, I had two people early last week tell me they don't think it's happening. And one of them was adamant that it was the week prior. Actually, weeks prior. He was telling me this back in early February. He changed his tune. So something either changed or it was all bullshit from the beginning. I think it was probably maybe a little bit of both. But again, you're starting to see the tide is turning. Musselman it seems to me like he's staying. We know he's been out on the recruiting trail. His staff has been out on the recruiting trail. And listen, that doesn't – I think he would be anyways if there was legitimacy to him leaving. He's going to keep all of his options open. It, again, would not shock me if he's out on the recruiting trail and then we hear about him as a finalist for the Louisville job. I still never fully bought into that one. But again, Blake Lovell and someone else kind of had me believing that maybe there is a chance. But there are so many people that just put this out there, whether it's in our Discord, we know who they are, whether it's on Twitter, that it's a foregone conclusion. He's gone. This is why I always say, let it play out. Because even if it was true at one particular point in time, something probably changed along the way. Or something more than likely, if it can happen, it will happen, right? That whole thing. Maybe that's what we're seeing here. Maybe there was some legitimacy early on. Chuck says there was never anything. Sounds like Trey Biddy. And again, go watch Trey's video today. I don't know what he said, but it sounds like he never bought into it. Talked about his sources. And yeah, that guy's been plugged in for a while. I'm going to take Chuck Barrett, Trey Biddy, and some of the other people I've heard that have kind of come out and said, no, there's nothing to this. I'm probably going to lean on them more than Trilly, whoever, so-and-so over here who, yeah, maybe he's been right about some stuff. But again, it sounds like now it just doesn't sound like it's going to happen. It sounds like Muss is going to be here next year. I'm going to lean on them. If you're asking me who do you trust, Ty, I'm going to trust on those guys, the local people who are closer to the program than anybody outside of the state, for sure. So this is why I tell you guys, and people in Discord, you rarely are going to see me, even if I get some pretty good indications of something happening, I still don't share it necessarily until all the stars and the moon and the planets are aligned, and then I'll come out and say, okay, here's what I know. It sounds like this is for sure going to happen. Some people are just so gung-ho, they're clicking on the keyboard or on their phone like, oh, it's going to happen. It's a done deal. Don't doubt me. I know. No, turns out you might want to just hang on. Just hang on. Maybe just let it play out. I'm going to tell you, too, there's some, and not that this was happening in our Discord, at least not that I saw. This was on Twitter, people who bought into the love triangle stuff. I never talked about it here because it was just so silly. Guys, don't fall for that shit. Just don't. It sounds like it was an outside fan base thing. But if you were someone, and I've had several of you on Facebook comment on one of my videos or several of my videos about Brazil and Devo, you're part of the problem. You are a shitty person if you're just putting that out there like well, this is what's happening. And I'm not talking about the people talking about what the hell's going on. I'm talking about the people who are making these comments about Brazil and Devo and the things that they would say. And talking about again, going into detail about, oh, well, yeah, let them go hold hands, blah, 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 paint their fingernails, do this stuff with their hair, whatever. You're allowed to have an opinion. But it's the people who go in a little deeper and who take shots at Devo and Brazil based on some bullshit internet rumors. You're part of the problem. I don't want you here. I don't want you in my comment section making fun of those guys based off some internet bullshit, because you probably just believe whatever the hell the internet tells you. And I don't know. And then to go along with it, to make fun of these players based on empty bullshit rumors, you're part of the problem. If you're posting about it, again, there's nothing wrong with asking, like, what's going on with this love triangle? What? There's nothing wrong with asking. There's nothing wrong with asking questions. But when you're taking shots at a kid just because he paints his fingernails, would I do it? No. Well, I have when my daughters wanted to paint my fingernails. Okay. The stuff they do with their hair, I don't care. I don't know why you do. I don't know why anybody cares about that stuff. What they do off the floor, off the court, that's their business. But if you're out on Twitter making fun of these kids and you're buying into, and the reason why I bring that up is because those are some of the same people that spread and bought into the Musselman rumors and spread them across social media, spread them across Facebook. I haven't really seen it in our Discord because our people in Discord, for the most part, are cool. They're good people, most of them, excluding Jonathan Haas. But he knows I'm playing. Don't be a part of that. And for whatever reason, I don't know why those same people bought in and spread the Musselman stuff as though it was factual. Yeah, I listen. If you did and you didn't do the other stuff with Devo, that's fine. I mean, we've all, we've all made mistakes. Okay, I've definitely backed some things I thought were real that turned out to not be true. I've just learned over the years, especially doing this, I'm not going to report on something unless I have overwhelming evidence, at least in my opinion, or the people I do trust in with their stuff, with their information. If they all are in agreement, like I said, the stars and the moon and the planets are aligned, then I'll report on it and talk about it. And even that, those have been wrong. Very rarely, but they have been wrong. Don't go spreading bullshit rumors when it comes to players and off the floor stuff. I don't think that's cool at all. And I don't want you here if you're doing that. Go do that elsewhere. There might be some other people that don't mind. I'm just not. I don't know. Again, nothing wrong with asking questions. I have no problem with that. Ty, is there a love triangle? No, as far as I know, that's fine. When you carry on as though it was happening and you're taking shots at them, nah, I'm good, fam. You can move on. All right. So, yeah, Chuck is out on the rumors. Doesn't think Muss is going anywhere. I'm leaning on where I've pretty much been more or less the whole time. For the most part, not all the time, but for the most part, I just don't think he's going anywhere. Got to be careful with these rumors, guys. Got to be careful. Could still happen. Again, if I woke up tomorrow, hell, if I got done streaming right now and all of a sudden we're seeing Muss in a Louisville jersey, you know what? Damn. Wouldn't shock me. I just don't think it's going to happen. Will there be a discount if I go to the Odd Soul and say Tusk Talk sent me? I don't know. That might be a good question for them, Cade. I don't know. Michael Kerper says, truly knows all. Don't you know? It sounds like he got this one wrong. I heard, yeah. I think if Muss was leaving, he'd be gone already, says Richard Neal. I could see him waiting till the end of the tournament. Again, I'm not putting all my eggs in any basket. I never do, or rarely I do, unless again I have better people that I talk to, people that I can rely on. Like, you know what I mean? Like directly involved with the program. These other two guys I'm talking about are not directly involved with the program. So they could be susceptible, right? They could be wrong. I don't know, Cade. That's a good question. If you ask them, hey, Tusk Talk with Ty, you guys sponsor them, give me a discount. See what they do. worst thing they could say is no. Again, I'm not so sure. Round of applause. Oh, thank you, Michael. Appreciate you, man. Yeah, I don't know. Listen, is it possible that Muss sent out fillers? Sure. Like I said 4 or 5 weeks ago, it might have been longer ago, I can't remember. He is having a bad year. And his buyout, it's not, I think it's what, 1.5 or 1 million? They're going to renegotiate his deal, and they're going to have to do it this year. I don't know why they haven't yet. That's what's really shocking. That's the other part of this. And I do agree. I agree with what Ty Richardson said this morning. I don't know. Throw your tomatoes at me. But I get that the program doesn't have to comment and speculate on every rumor. I understand that. Why wouldn't you, when you've got talking heads, big-time people, national media who are putting you involved in almost every coaching search? Fans, that's where a lot of this comes from. Fans start, it's not what Ty says or Trey Biddy or some guy on Twitter who's got a bunch of followers who seems to know. It's when the big guys, when ESPN, CBS Sports, when all the big guys start connecting Musselman to other jobs, which has happened, including Trilly. Why wouldn't you just go ahead, either get the deal done or just come out and say, no, I haven't talked to anybody? That, again, is why I haven't put all my eggs in any one basket on this. I do lean one particular way on this. I do lean. I feel like he's coming back, but I'm not putting all my eggs in that basket. I don't know. And that part does make me nervous. Not only that, from a recruiting standpoint, why would I sign with you, Musselman, if there's a possibility you may not even be in Fayetteville this time next year? Why would I say? So I do think there might be a little shred of like, okay, well, and again, that's just let it play itself out. But I do still lean that he's coming back. I don't know. And I agree with Ty Richardson on that. He made that point this morning, which is that why wouldn't you get out in front of this? Why wouldn't you get out in front of this if you're Eric Musselman? Is Hunter Yurchek, like, is there something else? And a part of me believes that, you know what? This might be by design from Eric Musselman and his agent, or at least his agent. Let's let him get a little nervous so we can work our deal out in our favor a little bit more. Remember the last time around when we did this extension, I said it then, this feels like it favors Musselman quite. It feels like he's got all the advantages here. And here we are a couple of years later, however long ago when he signed that extension. That was 2022, wasn't it? 21, 22, whatever. I said it then, and I think it's true. It feels like that contract is in his favor. So this could be them realizing, his agent, maybe Musselman's involved. Like, look, your last two your conference record, even though in the grand scheme of things, it really doesn't matter near as much as what you've done in March in the tournament. You still don't have a very good conference record. You missed out on the tournament this year. You had a whole bunch of you broke records in a bad way this year, like in terms of points lost at home inside Bud Walton Arena. That's going to cost you your value points here, buddy, in the marketplace for coaching, for your coaching salary. It's going to hurt you a little bit. So now the ball is completely in his court. So maybe that's what's going on. I don't know. It's genius because most people who want Muss back will tell you, and I agree with this, although with caution, give Musselman whatever he wants, bring him back, right? That's what most people who want Muss back, give him whatever he wants. We don't know that we can hire someone better. History says we won't. Look at your last 3 coaches. So, yeah, who knows how this all plays out, man. It's kind of fun, but it's also nerve-wracking. For me, it would be great. It'd be great news if we had a coaching shakeup. There's nothing like coaching shakeups for the media. That's great. I love talking about it. I mean, people flock to all the content. They want to know what's going on. It'd be good for me, but I don't want them to do that. I don't want that to happen. I want them to sign this contract. I don't give a shit about any of the other stuff. Just sign him. Get it done. And that probably means you're going to pay him whatever he wants. So Curtis Tace is just fire Sam Pittman. That's all that needs to be done. Well, they're not going to fire him right now, Curtis, but I don't know that his odds are great if they start off slow. It's going to be if it's a bloodbath early on in the year, they barely beat some bad team and they lose to Oklahoma State and they get off to a rough start. Yeah, man, he may not even make it halfway through conference play. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Okay, that's going to do it. I appreciate you guys. Wife is cooking dinner. I'm going to play a little Helldivers. I downloaded Dragon's Dogma 2. I'm excited about that because you guys, the Discord, I don't know where our peeps went. I don't know where our players went. Where'd our Helldivers? You guys were all in on this damn game, and then you vanished. I, however, continued to defend freedom and democracy on Helldivers 2. I don't know where you guys are at. You're a bunch of traitor commies. One thing that leads me to believe that Muss is staying, the fact that we have had transfers visiting, and that's also true. I mentioned that a minute ago. He's on the recruiting trail. They're on the phone. Assistants are on the phone. They've been pretty much nonstop with the portal. I do think that's business as usual, and that would probably be the case even if he was leaving. But I also agree, too, like they're being really aggressive, which we knew they would. They have to, right? I mean, with what they're losing, possibly losing. Remember, you can always pull yourself out of the portal. I don't know if that happens. All right, that's it. I appreciate you guys. Remember to like, share, subscribe, join Discord. And if you want a shot at winning this Treylon Burks autographed card, be legendary status for this bad boy. Legendary status. That's all you got to be. Right there it is. Autographed Treylon Burks. Just join Discord or join Patreon. Join Discord if you haven't already. But join Tusk Talk Patreon. The link is provided for you down below. Legendary status, and just like that, your name's in the bowl, and we do a spin next month, probably on the 5th, somewhere between the 5th and the 10th. We'll do a spin for the Burks card and other cards, by the way, that we're giving away. All right, that's it, and I'll see you guys. I'll probably do a Patreon response to tomorrow's camp or practice rather. I'll do a raw reaction to camp tomorrow on Patreon. Got to be a Patreon supporter to see that first. And I'll probably paste some of my notes over as well. I'm going to try and keep an eye on defense from for the majority of this week. So, and also if again, I have not gotten concrete. I'm pretty sure Saturday is open. It's a little early, but if you guys plan on going, let me know. Maybe we can meet up. Take some selfies or something. I don't know. Whatever you guys do. I'll see you guys later on in the week.